Imagine two dogs who live in houses that look identical from the outside. Same breed, same food, same number of walks per week, same owner who loves them completely and would do anything for them. One of those dogs moves through their home with their body loose and easy, tail low and relaxed, seeking out the people they live with and resting against them without tension. The other performs the same rituals: the greeting, the walk, the evening on the couch. But there is something slightly braced in everything they do, something waiting. 6 specific daily various behaviors separate those two dogs. Not training, not breeding, not how long the owner has had them. X behaviors. Most people who love dogs deeply have never heard of any of them. Welcome to Correct Relaxation. Today we go through all 6, with the science that explains why each one works at the level of the nervous system, and exactly how to bring each one into the life you already have. Your dog disappears under the bed, or presses into the back corner behind the couch, or finds the smallest enclosed space in the room when the house gets loud or the energy gets unpredictable. And you follow them. You reach back there and bring them toward you because something about that retreat looks like a problem that needs solving. It is not, and the moment you pulled them out, you removed the only thing their nervous system was asking for. Dogs carry the den instinct in their biology so completely that researchers can measure its effects in real time. Studies published in Applied Animal Behavior Science have found that dogs given consistent access to an enclosed resting space, a covered crate, a quiet corner, any space that provides containment and privacy, show significantly lower cortisol levels than dogs without one. Cortisol is the primary stress hormone. Its reduction is not a comfort preference. It is a physiological shift that changes how the nervous system operates for the rest of the day. The den instinct predates domestication entirely. Wild canids did not use enclosed spaces occasionally. They used them daily as the biological foundation of their felt sense of safety. Domestication changed the environment. It did not change the wiring. When your dog retreats, they are not troubled. They are regulating. They are doing exactly what 15,000 years of biology is telling them to do. When the world gets too large, leave them there. Better still give them a place before they need to search for one. A crate with the door left open and a blanket that holds their scent. A dog bed in a corner of a room that stays relatively quiet. A space that is not moved, not borrowed, not cleaned. Every time it starts to smell like them. When a dog has that place consistently, genuinely theirs, something in their behavior shifts over time. They stop scanning the room for exits. They stop flinching at sounds. They start choosing to be present, because presence only becomes possible once safety exists somewhere in the house. The den is not a retreat from connection. It is what makes connection sustainable. Count how many times per day your hands move toward your dog without any signal from them that they wanted contact. On the couch, passing through the hallway, sitting down beside them after dinner when your arm just drops to their head automatically. You love your dog. That reaching is real, but there is a layer underneath it that most owners never examine, and what is underneath it matters more to the bond you are building than almost anything else. Dogs have what behavioral researchers describe as social autonomy, the experience of genuine control over what happens to their body. And when research from the School of Veterinary Sciences at the University of Bristol studied the difference in outcomes between dogs who had more control over initiating contact with their owners versus those who had less, the results were unambiguous. Dogs with higher social autonomy showed fewer anxiety indicators, fewer displacement behaviors, and formed stronger, more secure social bonds than dogs in more handler-controlled interactions. The mechanism is well understood. When a living being repeatedly finds that their signals, a slight turn of the body, a glance away, a small retreat, are overridden by what the other party wants, the nervous system eventually stops registering those signals as functional. It learns that sending them changes nothing. Behavioral science calls this learned helplessness. And in dogs, it is not dramatic, it is quiet. A dog who stops moving away because moving away has never worked. A dog whose communication has simplified because nuance has never been received. The invitation signals are specific and readable. A chin resting on your knee, a nose pressing under your open still hand, a slow deliberate walk toward you that ends with a body settled against your leg. Those are your dog choosing contact. Every other moment, every reach you initiate without one of those signals is you making that choice for them. Try keeping your hands still for a single day. When your dog walks past, let them pass. When they settle nearby, let them settle. It will feel at first like withholding. It is the opposite. You are creating the conditions for your dog to reach for you rather than simply receive you. And when a dog reaches for you freely when they choose the contact, what they are offering is not tolerance. It is trust. From the moment your dog was old enough to track your movements, they have been looking up. You are from where they live a large and fast-moving entity who controls food, exit schedules, and attention. The fundamental vocabulary of canine body language maps height directly to threat potential. Not because dogs are performing dominance calculations the way old training manuals suggested, but because height differential is an environmental signal that every canid nervous system reads automatically. Standing over something is in the language your dog's brain runs on, a statement. Studies examining dog-human interaction have found that dogs approach seated or crouching individuals significantly more quickly and with measurably more relaxed body language than they approach the same individuals standing, even when the person is known, even when they are trusted, even when food is present. The posture changes what the nervous system is computing before the relationship has time to speak for itself. When you lower yourself to the floor, you stop being a statement, you become an invitation. Try this today. Go to whatever room your dog is resting in, sit on the floor a few feet away from them. Do not call their name. Do not tap the ground. Do not make any sound. Just be there at their height in their space with no agenda. What you will notice first is the way they look at you. It is different from the look you get when you call them or reach for them. It is recalibration, something that registers as something new is happening that I have not seen before and need to understand. For dogs who came from shelters, for dogs who flinch when people approach, for dogs who carry anxiety you have never been able to reach with treats or commands, this is one of the most effective things you can offer. Not training, not correction, just the removal of size as a variable and the offering of presence instead. Your dog has always wanted you to come down to where they are. Most people never think to. How many times on an average walk do you shorten the leash, pick up pace, or pull your dog away from something before they have finished with it? For most dog owners, the number is not small. And each one of those interruptions carries a biological cost that has a name. A dog's nose contains approximately 300 million olfactory receptors. Humans have around 6 million. The portion of the canine brain dedicated to processing scent is proportionally 40 times larger than the equivalent structure in ours. When your dog stops and drops their nose to the ground, they are engaging the most powerful sensory system they carry. In an information-dense environment, their brain was specifically built to read who was here, what they ate, whether they were calm or stressed, whether this is a dog they have encountered before. All of it arrives in a single extended sniff. Interrupting that process mid-read is a specific kind of deprivation that accumulates. Research published in Applied Animal Behavior Science measured cortisol levels in dogs across different walk conditions. Dogs who were given extended, uninterrupted sniffing opportunities, even covering shorter distances, overall showed meaningfully lower stress hormone readings after the walk than dogs who walked longer distances at a pace set by the human. Sniffing is not an indulgence or a delay. It is one of the primary mechanisms through which dogs process and regulate their internal emotional state. When you pull them away, you are interrupting a stress regulation sequence mid-cycle. For some dogs, this happens dozens of times on every walk they have ever taken. Give your dog a release cue. A phrase like "go sniff," said once and meaning it, and then genuinely let go. Choose routes where stopping is possible. 3 uninterrupted minutes at a single patch of grass will do more for your dog's nervous system than 20 minutes of structured walking at your pace. They've been trying to read the world this entire time. You have the option to stop interrupting the reading. What comes next is the one most owners are certain they are already doing. Most of them are not quite. Stay with me. Your dog waits by the front door before you typically arrive home, not when they hear your car, not when they hear the key, before all of that. Long before. This is not a quirk. It is your dog demonstrating in the most concrete way available to them that they have built their entire felt sense of the day around your patterns. Dogs do not experience time in minutes and calendar hours. They experience it in sequences and rhythms. The morning pattern, the afternoon quiet, the shift in light and sound that precedes your return. Their nervous system does not measure duration, it tracks structure. And you are the structure. You are the map their day is organized around. Research published in the Journal of Veterinary Behavior identified unpredictable daily routines as one of the most significant contributors to chronic anxiety in domestic dogs, in many cases more impactful than a lack of socialization or even a history of prior trauma. The disruptions being measured were not dramatic ones. Feeding times that shifted by an hour, play sessions that disappeared for several days without pattern, owners arriving home at significantly different times each night. To a dog whose nervous system is built around tracking rhythms, those inconsistencies are not small events. They are the structure of the world becoming unreliable, and a dog who cannot predict the shape of their day keeps part of their nervous system permanently active, monitoring, waiting, assessing for information that never quite settles into certainty. The adjustment is not about rigidity, it is about consistency in the moments that carry the most weight for your dog. Feeding at roughly the same time each day. A play session they can feel coming, even something as simple as settling into the same chair each evening, gives the nervous system a prediction it can exhale into. A dog who can predict the shape of their day is a dog whose nervous system is partially at rest. And a dog whose nervous system is partially at rest has access to the parts of themselves, the ease, the openness, the closeness you have been reaching for. That chronic, low-level vigilance has been keeping just out of reach. You talk to your dog when no one is watching. Good morning when you come downstairs, narrating what you are making for dinner, telling them in the car on the way home about the kind of day you had. You do it, and sometimes you feel mildly self-conscious, and then you do it again the next day because something in you knows it matters, even if you cannot say exactly why. That instinct is correct, and the reason it matters goes deeper than most people expect. Dogs have lived alongside humans for somewhere between 15 and 40,000 years, depending on the evidence you examine. In that time, they did not simply learn to tolerate human behavior. Their neurology adapted, their social cognition changed. They evolved across thousands of generations to attend to human faces, human gestures, human moods, and above all, the human voice, in a way that no other domesticated species has matched. No horses, no cats, no animal on Earth has developed this particular capacity to the same degree. Research published in the journal Animal Cognition found that dogs process speech using the same bilateral brain organization that humans use for language, distinguishing not only emotional tone, but the content of words themselves. They are not simply hearing sound and responding to pitch. They are parsing communication. Separately, findings from Eötvös Loránd University in Hungary demonstrated that dogs respond to speech directed specifically at them differently from speech directed at other people in the same room. Even when the words used are identical, they know when they are being addressed. They know the difference between being spoken to and being overheard. Your dog's brain, shaped across thousands of years of living alongside yours, is specifically built to receive what you say to them. You do not need to be eloquent. Tell them good morning. Narrate the drive. Talk on the walk. Say their name in the quiet of an ordinary Tuesday evening, when nothing in particular is happening. What they hear underneath all of it is that they are part of this, that they are not managed or contained, but included, that the story you are living has room for them in it. A dog who knows that carries it in their body. It shows up in how they move through the house, in how they restart, in the way they look across a room at you and do not immediately look away. That is not the result of training. That is what it looks like when a dog knows they are seen. There is a list your dog keeps, not in words, in the way dogs keep things in the body, in the part of the brain that notices and holds. Here is what is on it. The corner of the couch where your scent is strongest, the chair you sit in most evenings, the particular tone your voice takes on the days when something went wrong, which is different from the tone it takes when everything was fine, the exact spot on the floor where once you sat down next to them for no reason and the whole room felt different, the walk where you stopped pulling and just let them read, the morning you said good morning before you had even made coffee, and they knew in the way they know everything, without language, in the way that is older than language, that it was meant for them. This list is everything. It is the record of every time you came down to where they are, every time your hands stayed still until they chose you, every time the day arrived in the order it was supposed to, every time you spoke to them like the living being they are. Your dog is not keeping score. They do not need you to be perfect. They need you to be present in the specific ways that their nervous system recognizes as safe. You already know what those ways are. You just read them. The bond you are trying to build with your dog has always been accessible. The door to it has always been open. What these 6 things share is that they are not complicated, they are not demanding, they do not require equipment training programs or weeks of work before anything shifts. They require attention, presence, the willingness to understand at the level of the nervous system what your dog actually needs from the specific human they have organized their life around. A space to retreat to that is never taken away. Hands that stay still until they are invited. A body that comes down to the floor. A nose that is allowed to finish reading. A day that arrives in roughly the order they have learned to trust. A voice that addresses them like the living being they are. Go back to those 2 dogs from the beginning of this video. Same house, same breed, same owner, who loves them without reservation. The one whose body is easy, whose tail is low and relaxed. Who seeks out the person they live with. That dog did not arrive that way because of luck or temperament. That dog arrived that way because someone day after day did these 6 things. Your dog has a lifespan. It is not long enough for any of this to wait. The door has always been open. If this video changed how you see your dog, subscribe to Correct Relaxation. Every week we go deeper into the world your dog lives in. Not to judge, not to lecture, but to help you finally meet them there. This is Correct Relaxation. We will see you next week.